link to join, colon, space, dunk, dunk, Control V, highlight, link, link, edit, settings, open in new window, update, update, rolling around, new page, slide down, click on the link for today, opens a new window, and voila. Yay, look at me. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. It's 5:41. We're going to start in 5 minutes. Until then, if you're just wandering in and finding this video, fast forward 5 minutes, and then that's where we'll begin playing this song. What song are we playing today? Oh, when the saints go marching in. All right, we got some F chords today. Oh, let's see who just logged in. Just got home, ready to ride. I mean, March. Well, I don't know, Michael. Going to be a bunch of New Orleans people following you around, banging their pots and playing their trombones. Right? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. So let's see. You got a crazy work schedule these days. It's Tuesday. That's normally a day off for you, but you're working days, if I remember right, or something crazy to change your schedule. We got to get ready for F's today. G7s. Number. That's funny. Yeah, it is a brand new arrangement. I'm gonna nuke a couple of things out of book 3 because they just don't really get to what I want them to get to, and so I've been messing around with some other songs to try to figure out if they would work. And I think this is one where you can hammer away on your guitar to your heart's content, and it'll be lovely. So we'll start in 2 minutes. Days this week and furlough next. That's what I remember you telling me. Well, we got to just hope the newspaper and the printing plants all make it through this. That's another one of those industries where people work in tight quarters, and they got to figure out how to have you guys be farther apart, probably. I remember last time I was at I think it was the Lincoln Journal-Star when my brother-in-law worked there, and we went on a tour of the printing plant. You know, he gave me the insider tour, and it's pretty crazy. I'm sure it's still just as crazy with the way that everything winds around through the darkest pits of the dungeon, cranking out the newsprint and all of that. It's fascinating. I remember in elementary school going to the Denver Post or Rocky Mountain News, one of the two, to see their printing operation, and yeah, it's fascinating stuff. Hey, Arlo. Arlo, we have F chords today. Are you ready for to play an F chord? I think you'll be fine. All right, guys. Let's see. It's 4. Well, let's wait. Well, let's wait till the ticker gets to 5:46. I like to give everybody a chance to get in. All right. Let's see. Oh, 5:46. All right. Let's get started. Hi, guys. My name's Gary. I am a guitar teacher in Denver, Colorado, and some of the coolest people I know are hanging out over on the chat box right here, right now. Alan just walked in. Hey, Alan. Are you going to keep doing advanced uke about 5? No. Well, for this week and next week, Alan, I'm going to continue doing the advanced uke stuff about 5. And then the week after that, I'm probably going to start trying to get back into normal life again, which means that I'm usually traveling from one site to another at 4 o'clock, 4:30. You know, certainly by 4:30, I'm on the road to whatever my next thing is. So I'm probably going to move those advanced ukulele workshops up to 1 in the afternoon. I can't find a better place in my schedule. I don't want to do them too early, and I can't do them too late. So I'm thinking probably 1 o'clock right after lunch is when I'm thinking. But that's not this week or next week. It'll probably be the following week. And again, I'm still digging into my schedule to see if that's going to make the most sense. Yeah, so that's the idea. I think. Of course, who knows? I mean, I don't even know if this lockdown is going to stick. Allow this relaxed lockdown to stick, because if people start getting sick again and the hospitals start filling up, they're going to change their minds. So we'll see. That bug is still out there, man. So anyway, yeah, I think you can too, Arlo. All right. So anyway, we don't like to talk about that stuff. Let's talk about guitar. Let's talk about making music. Today, you guys have my new arrangement of When the Saints Go Marching In, and by new, I mean it's the exact same version that everybody plays. But I had never put it together in my format, so we got lots of things to talk about on here. But the bottom line with the way I arranged this was, it's really about getting comfortable with the C chord, going to the F chord, going to the G7 chord. That's really my thinking behind this. It's one of those things that we have to do in guitar. On piano, it's great. That's where they start you when you're a brand new guitar or piano player. C, F, G7, and then you play for about 3 years just doing just that. And in guitar, we try to avoid C because it's going to have an F attached to it, and F is a bummer, and so we tend not to get as good at it as we want to. And this is one of those songs where you can really play it super slow and pensive and thoughtful and really dig into, the deeper meaning behind it. Or you can pound on your guitar and make it really sound cool. Either of those options are completely okay on this song. But let's talk about how folk music players do their chording, which is a little different than fingerstyle typically, and what you can do to make the most sense of it. C chord, of course, is one of those that we just wished we didn't have to deal with early on, because you have to stretch way out. So index finger, second string, first fret, middle finger, fourth string, second fret, and ring finger, third fret, fifth string. Okay. And we like to just play strings 5 down. Sounds the most solid and the most stable. But if you hit this top string, that's an E note, and E is part of this chord of C. So it's not terrible. Sounds okay. D and F D. Alan's question for me is, hey, what about some more advanced finger picking technique on guitar? Um, to be perfectly honest, at level, when you're ready for that, you're ready for level 4, and then it becomes very individualized. Unlike ukulele, where pretty much the initial setup is the same as the advanced setup. I mean, in terms of what you play, guitar is a much more complex instrument. Not better or worse, but just a lot more strings going on, a lot more fretboard and real estate to cover up here. And generally speaking, once people get to this level, if you're playing well at level 3, then we got to individualize the instruction for you to figure out what it is you want to do, whether the song and the repertoire matters to you, whether developing those final skills, hammer on, pull offs, slides, harmonics, that type of stuff. That's really a level 4 skill, but not everybody wants to do that. And I think, it depends on what type of guitar you want to head into next. If you're sticking with fingerstyle, we're really talking about doing some classical work at that point, because we're no longer trying to figure out, oh, here's how I record and here's how I get to the melody. I can do that by the time you finish with this level. But it's really a lot more about the subtlety and complexity and the note attack and all of that stuff. And so probably I won't be teaching in terms of just on YouTube anything above this level, because I got to work with you one-on-one to figure out what your next steps are in going into fingerstyle. For most of you, you got the skills to play the songs, just finding good songs to play, developing your skills. You may be at the top level of what the skills you're working on, and that's perfectly fine. And then you're also, the one thing that I don't work on with students typically ever, and you might want to work on that, is speed. If you want to play a cool song super fast, there are techniques that we can work on to get you to be faster. Mixed in that is memorization, and a lot of times when I mention that, people are out. They're just like, nope, not doing it. So to get to that next level, though, beyond level 4, level 4 is really my finger picking level, and that's where I work one-on-one with people to get to the basically professional level or advanced to amateur level. You're talking about getting faster and making more, really thinking more about, hey, I'm going to do a public performance, I'm going to sing, I'm going to play in front of other people. I want them to just be mesmerized by my beauty and my skills. And in that case, we're really talking about professional prep. So the skill set that you're getting at level 3 is kind of, not totally, but kind of that place where, now we have to make a decision what you're going to do with these skills. And so that's why I probably won't do an advanced guitar finger picking thing. The one guy on here who does that, Tommy Emmanuel, I've seen just enough of his instruction to know he's a good teacher. However, he is a very advanced teacher and really, really quite challenging to get to his level. But it's somebody that you should look into for sure. He charges a boatload for his instruction, so I hope it's worth it. But he's famous and he's a good player, and he's one of those guys you might want to check out and see if you're ready to sink that kind of money into this. All right, when the Saints go marching in, first chord is a C, index, middle, ring. Okay. Now, when we go to the next chord is a G7, you're going to drop your index finger and raise these two up. Okay, and that is as folk music-y as it can possibly get. Usually when I'm getting ready to do a song with those in there, I gotta warm up, because to me that's not particularly, I don't know, it's a little uncomfortable getting from the C chord to the G chord, back to the C chord again. I tend to lead, in most of the time, I lead with my index finger to get from one chord to the next. I notice when I'm doing this that I have a tendency to not do that. I tend to lead with these two up here and then add my index finger and get these back and then move my index finger. So it's probably one of those exceptions where you need to think about whether chasing your index finger, which is what we usually do, makes the most sense. Or in this case, is it better to get these two big guys planted where they're going to be first, and then get your index finger on the one that it needs to be on. The next thing on here is at measure 11, you have a C7. Okay, little bit unusual for a C and a C7 to be hanging out in a song that's in the key of C. Usually you'll see C7s when you're in the key of F. And so what's happening there is this is a moment where they're using the major chord to turn into a seventh chord, which is a little unusual. It sounds very cool, to get to the F chord. Okay. So with your C chord, you've got your C on. All you're going to do is add your pinky here, for third string, third fret. And if you're me, you're going to hit this string a lot of times, and you're going to hit this string a lot of times, which none of that's right. Okay? So just be thinking, I got to get 3 on 3, boom, and that's going to be your C7. C7 creates the drama, dum. You hear the drama until you get to F, and then it resolves. Okay, so that's what the C7 is doing there, is creating a little bit of drama right before the page turn. And then you're going to go to your F chord. It's a full bar. And then the E shape in front. So use your middle finger. Get some lighting on this. Middle finger, third string, second fret. Ring finger, fifth string, third fret, and pinky finger right underneath there at fourth string, third fret. Okay. This is the shape that people quit guitar over. Okay, so if you're going to throw in the towel, now's the time. If this is way too hard, like this is absolutely not going to happen, the tough uke on this is arranged for the most part, not entirely, but where you can do the easier one. Those of you with baritone ukuleles, you know this one. You're going to put your index finger over 2 strings here, first and second string, on the first fret. Then you're going to put your middle finger on the third string, second fret, and your ring finger on the fourth string, third fret. And then don't play these top 2 strings. If you hit the fifth string, it's fine. But I'd rather not. Okay, that's an official F chord. You're just not playing all the strings. And again, very normal on guitar not to play all the strings, so don't feel like you're cheating. So there's your F chord. And notice at measure 12, for those of you guys that are tough axers, you're going to be putting your pinky down there anyway to get the melody note when we're playing the tough axe. So you're not going to be able to play your full F chord and get to the melody note at the same time. So you're going to have to do that ukulele B flat shape to get to it when we play the tough axe. Okay. I think for me, the biggest challenge when I hit F chord is not getting the bar on, because I know I'm just going to cover everybody in one, is getting all these other fingers to cooperate and be a little get to where they need to be. So I have to be very focused in, and I have to take my face off the paper to go over and make sure. The other thing is my pinky is increasingly deciding to live a life of its own, and so a lot of times when I go to put this on, my pinky is flying all over the place trying to get it knocked in. And Arlo, of course, sent me a couple of ideas on how to wrangle that sucker in, and I'm going to be working on those. But just be aware that there's all sorts of things and catastrophes that's going to happen in an F. We're all facing it. We all have to deal with it, and you're going to work on that one. By the way, if it hasn't occurred to you, I want to share a cool thing with you. Once you get F on, if you slide it up 2 frets, so same shape, but on the third bar, that's a G chord, and it's beautiful, right? And it's actually a little easier to get on because you're closer down here to your body, so you're not quite as far away, a little easier. And on the 5th fret, it's an A chord. Okay, so those are really nice chords to practice this on. So if you start with A, G, F, you get kind of a fakey little flamenco feeling to it. Kind of a fun thing to do when you're practicing your F chord is to turn it into an A, a G, an F, and an E, and just give yourself a chance just to work on getting your finger strength up. The main reason people end up quitting guitar over this is that it takes a tremendous amount of strength here. I have pretty strong hands, and even still, this is tiring, right? Plus, the precision of getting everything on there is it's definitely a challenge. So that's something fun to do with this song as well. Instead of playing the G's or G7s the way that we typically play them with bar chords. Um, um, Oh, when this. Oh, I guess it doesn't follow that pattern. So never mind. Don't do that. All right. But if you want to put in a fancier G, it's waiting right there for you. Okay, waiting for you there. Okay. All right. Let's sing it. I'm not going to sing everything. I think we'll go down. Oh, let's just do it one time through. You know, you probably know how the song goes. This one time through, not fast. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Oh, when the saints go marching in. 3, 4, 1. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Let's do it again. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. One more time. Oh, when the saints go marching in. When the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in the number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Okay. That's when you're a singer, you get to do that stuff, right? You get to pound on your guitar, you get to turn it into something fun and exciting, and you have a cool rhythm. And so when you get somebody who can actually sing this, you can do that stuff, and it sounds awesome, and people love it. And that's why so many singers and so many guitarists get lost to singing because that's fun, right? Pound, pound, pound. Come up with your own rhythms, try different ideas, and see which ones work the best for you. Those of us who are fingerstyle players, because we are terrible singers, we have a different pattern to go through. And in this case, what is important to note, the way that this is written out in this song is very unusual, where you will have rests on beat number 1. So you play 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Oh, when the saints 2, 3, 4, rest. Go marching in. 2, 3, 4, rest. Oh, when the saints go marching in. 3, 4, rest. Oh, Lord, I want 2, 3 to be in that number. 4, rest. Oh, when the saints go marching in. 2, 3, 4 again. And then when you do that again, you get that first rest right off the bat. So just be mindful, when you get together with some peeps and you decide, hey, let's play When the Saints Go Marching In. Everybody's got their own way of doing it, but you end up having to agree on what you're going to do. And the unique feature of this song is that you get a rest there, which interestingly gives you as a chord player, boom, I get to set the chord for everybody, and then they get to come in and sing, and they sound better right off the bat. You'll notice singers like, the name's going to escape me, the lead singer for the Eagles, he always comes in a beat late because he's listening for the chord, here's the chord, and then his voice is much more where it needs to be. I wouldn't say he does that on every song, but he does it on plenty of songs where he comes in a little bit late, and his attack is right dead on where the note is. A kind of a singer technique to make yourself sound even better. All right, let's play the melody one note at a time, being very mindful to count it out. This is a hard one to play just by looking at. You will come in early over and over and over if you're not counting it out correctly. So I'm going to count pretty dramatically. I don't want you to count when you're playing music unless you have to. Long notes you have to count, so half notes and whole notes you're going to have to count. But if you, a lot of times you can feel it, but when you're playing just straight melody by yourself at home, there's no way you can feel it. You really do have to count it. Okay, so from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. 2, 3. 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4 again. Okay, and so you're through 2, 3, 4, rest. Dun 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 dun. Okay, and this paper is set up to play through the song 6 times total. First 5 times you just play those 16 measures, and then on this last time through you skip measure 16 and finish up with measures 17 and 18. Okay. Let's talk about arpeggio playing. We'll do that before tough acts. We like to finish tough acts on because I never know if I'm going to play well or not when I play tough acts. So we like it to be toward the end when you have already decided that you can play this better than I can. Let's talk about arpeggio playing. And the one I wrote out here is really designed to just be 4, 3, 2, 1 over and over. So it's thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring. And the only difference here is you're going to just need to make sure start on the right strings. So when you play those F chords, you're going to start on the 4th string. And when you play the G chords, you're also playing on the 4th string. And then the C chord, you're playing on the 5th string. The nice part about root noting, I'm going to play a C chord. This is a C note that my pinky or my ring is holding down here is a C. And when you root note a C chord, it sounds really good. And that's true of all of the chords. If you can root note it with your thumb, which you watch all of the cowboy guitar players, that's exactly what they're doing, is root noting that. Singing in the key of A, then they got an A note, which is like also it has D chords in it, which is your D string, and it has E chords in it, which is your E string. So that's why so many guitar songs, especially the cowboy stuff, is written in A so that they can take advantage of those 3 open strings. All right, let's give it a try. We're just going to do this arpeggio picking. If you're new to fingerstyle, arpeggio picking will be a thing that you do forever. This is one of the most important things that separates fingerstyle from other styles is any chance that we get to, when we're done hitting a note, we're going to be putting in something, you holding onto the chord and adding in some fun extra notes for no reason other than that they sound awesome. Okay, so grab your C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Let me get it right here. Oh, when the... Let me start again. What did I do there? Oh, I know. I went to grab a G when I wasn't actually holding the whole chord. I was trying to cheat and I didn't cheat good enough. Let's start from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. We've got to have that rest at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Okay, so clearly I need to put a little bit more time in on that, but the idea, again, is that you're just playing this nice, steady walking pace on the chord and then singing the melody over the top of it, or having you play the melody and one of your friends on guitar doing just that. Sounds cool when you do it. All right, tough uke, and then we're tough axe, and then we're out of here. Okay, we'll walk through the whole thing. We'll talk about every single thing that's going to happen, and then we will go back through and just play it one time through. Okay, so first thing, get your C chord on. You got a five string strum, and then it's 101. And then make sure your index finger gets back and your pinky goes on to get the 3. And then some just pretty notes here. Strum. 101. Strum with your pinky. 102. Strum. 101. Got your C chord on, pinky on 3. Play that. Lose the pinky. And 4 strings here. 5 strings. We'll grab your G7, but don't put your index finger down here. It's all zeros. And then add your pinky finger on at 3 of the 2nd string. And it's kind of a hard one. Now put your index finger and lift your pinky up. Pinky to get the 3 again. And then measure 10. You put a C chord on. Let that ring a minute and then hit the 1. Add your pinky for the C7. And then go grab these other 2 3s with your pinky. This is where you're going to do this. This is partial F chord, index finger over 2, middle, ring, and then pinky up here on the 3rd fret, 1st string. Lose the pinky. Measure 13, full F chord. 1, lift your bar up. 0, 1, put it back down, and then go grab a C chord with your pinky on 3 of the 1st string. Lose the pinky. And then a G7 here, but your index finger has to be on the 1 of the 2nd string to do the melody correctly. Add your pinky to get the next note. And then a regular C chord. 2, 0, 1. And then we go back to the top and hit that chord again and start it again. Okay, we're just going to play it one time through because the 2nd ending and the 1st ending are identical. So we're going to play from the top to the bottom and see how you do. Okay, see how I do. All right, nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, play. C chord on? Where's my C chord? Here it is. Nice. Just finish up. Okay. Obviously, the goal is to play that way faster than that, but at least it's a good workout to get you moving in the key of C. Also, I have a pretty good strength in this hand, and boy, that's a real palm workout, right? There's a whole lot of big chords that you're trying to negotiate, and your pinky is busy as all get out over there. So it's a really good workout for your left hand, not so much your right hand, your left hand. And then, of course, those of you guys that are working on that higher level stuff, don't just do your thumb down on everything, which is how I typically play because I think it sounds pretty. But go back through and then try plucking the whole thing through with your claw to make sure that, hey, maybe I got a cooler way to do this, and it'll sound even better, right? So there we go. Key of C, C chord, F chord, G7s, and then a C7 in there just to keep things interesting. That should certainly cause you to have a major hand cramp, hopefully. Got a couple baritone players sneaking over here, and they probably don't have hand cramp. They're probably like, why are you having so much trouble? This is pretty legit on baritone. I think that's what I need to tell you guys today. Hopefully that helped a little bit. And let's see, what else do we need to talk about? So tomorrow we go back to level 1, and I believe, let me look and see what we're going to work on. Tomorrow we start dead on level 1. So tomorrow's Brother John, that very basic down to earth stuff. Get you started playing guitar. We'll talk about tuning a guitar. We'll talk about holding in the guitar, and we'll talk about fretting, reading temperature. That's what tomorrow's lesson is. Pretty baseline stuff. If you're a teacher and you need to be teaching kids stuff, that's an excellent lesson to listen in on. And of course, if you are new to guitar, that's where you need to be. And those of you guys who have been around forever, I guess you can be playing When the Saints Go Marching In at your kitchen table. I don't know, whatever you're doing. What are you doing during this time? All right, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'm helping you, not causing you permanent damage. And I will see some of you tomorrow and lots of you down the road. And be good. Stay inside. There's talking about letting us out next week, and we'll see if that's a good idea or not. So have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Better delete this guy.